the Obsidian podcast, where we talk about cool stories and cool subjects.
And Milan, you're keeping that in 100%.
Of course we are.
I know. Well, yeah. This week, how was your week? I haven't seen you in a week.
My week was very busy.
Why?
We had winter formal. There's some random concert downtown.
When we had a winter formal, like last weekend, I wasn't able to make it. How was the Bend High winter formal?
Why couldn't you go to yours?
I had a swim meet.
That's a bad excuse.
I mean, it was also like the winter formal seemed kind of lame, and I didn't really have like anything to wear.
You guys had it like the River House.
Yeah.
Which is like a nice venue.
We had
it
in
our cafeteria.
But I honestly prefer stuff like that because it's like, I don't know, because the River House is such a weird location. We had prom there last year, I think. No, prom, yeah. No, we had homecoming there last year. And it was just super awkward and weird. And apparently this year both my sisters went, and there was like Cirque du Soleil performers. Like there was a contortionist and like people walking around on stilts. And I was like, that doesn't sound like my scene.
That sounds like you guys have a way higher budget than us.
Our Stuco goes off.
We have an insanely big like student government, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have like no money to spend, but we hung paper everywhere with like black paper with snowflakes on them, and we hung like snowflakes from the ceiling and stuff.
Oh right, so were you helping decorating it?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
I make the worst snowflakes of all time.
I mean, I buy it. Just like even the ones where you're like folding the paper and they come out looking good. Okay.
That's the ones I can't do.
Okay.
And they hung mine up though. No, and then we just did that, and we had all that for our setup. They spelled Winter Wonderland wrong on our sign.
Oh, that's not good.
That was pretty funny. But we had that, and then we had a light show. That was all of our decorations.
Cool.
But it was cool.
Yeah. Enough. Did you like go and dance or?
I went and danced. Then I left like an hour early to go to some concert downtown.
Nice.
And
that sounds better.
I actually liked the concert. Wasn't bad. I liked Winter Formal better though.
Yeah.
Because I know everyone in Winter Formal. Concert was like Winter Formal with people I didn't know because I didn't really know the artist that much.
Okay.
He has like one song that you ever heard the song "Got the Club Going Up on a Tuesday"?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that guy was there.
What? I don't even know his name though.
It's like "I Love McCone" or something weird. Yeah.
Okay.
That was cool.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds fun. I feel like this is the first year schools did a winter formal because Summit normally doesn't.
Yeah, my brother went to Bend High like years ago, and he's like, "What do you mean winter formal?"
I feel like Summit did it this year because there was a whole incident with homecoming. Like, our homecoming dance was an actual homecoming. It was like, come after the homecoming football game, we're going to have food and a DJ, but like, don't dress up.
Ours was kind of like that. We didn't come after a football game. I think it was on a Saturday, and we wore neon.
Yeah, we had a neon out.
Yeah. Did we have ours first, or did you have yours first?
I think ours was first, I'm guessing.
We had a painting party beforehand.
That's cool.
I hated a painting party. Okay, I liked the painting party. I got paint on my shoes. I was mad.
I don't wear nice shoes to a paint party.
Well...
That's my advice.
I had to wear it. It was homecoming. I had to wear it.
I guess. Yeah.
How's your week, though?
It was good. I feel like, this weekend I have been trying to get stuff done, and I was going to this weekend, but I had a huge editors meeting in my house, and then I picked up a shift at work, so I didn't get any of my homework done like I was gonna. So I've been like playing catch up all week so far.
I need to really play catch up on my homework.
Finals, yeah.
I have a Spanish final due tomorrow.
Okay.
That I haven't started. And I have a government final due on Thursday that I also haven't started.
Yeah.
And then I have a ton of finals next week that I know none of the material for.
I have 3 finals next week, and they're for AP Gov, AP Lit, and AP Stats.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, but there's one on each day, so it's like they're spaced out a little. They're not like, I'm not piled up on one, which is nice.
I'm actually not that worried about about finals because the new 4-point grading system. it's so easy to pass every single class.
At my school, teachers are choosing to do them. So, like, most of my higher level classes, like my AP classes, aren't doing them because they know that people can coast by and they want it to be hard. So, I'm, like, a little worried only about stats and a little bit about gov. But stats is, like, I just can't get a C. Just can't get a C.
I'm not that worried because I need every single teacher at Ben High, from what I know, is doing it. Like, you have to.
Yeah.
And so you need a 20% to pass. Like a 20% overall in the class. And
Yeah,
you're fine.
that's pretty good.
And I'm already accepted to college.
I know. So yeah, that's fair.
I could tank one class if I really needed to.
Yeah, that's true. I need to start getting into that mentality. I'm just not used to it. Just because.
I mean, you probably shouldn't get into the mentality. It's not.
I shouldn't get into the mentality, but I should, like, take the pressure off a bit. You know.
Yeah. I'll like all the pressures. Like, I still try.
Yeah.
But there's no pressure at all. I'll walk into a test like, I need to get 1 out of 5 of these right. I'm fine.
Yeah, that's true. I did the calculations on online Canvas for my AP stats test, and I can get like a 60 out of 150, and I'll be fine. It'll be a low B, but it'll be a B. So whatever.
I was doing the calculations. I think for my AP class, I need to get above like 30% or something to get a B. Mm-hmm. Which is not that bad.
No, not at all.
But I need like an 80% in Spanish to get a B. Which is kind of
a little worse, yeah.
But I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
You got it.
Yeah. And it's like, what are they? I don't need a B.
You just want one. Yeah.
What are they going to do? Like, take me out of the college I got into?
I mean, that's something colleges do. But, like...
It's not like I'm going to, like, Ivy League.
I know, yeah. That's true. I just wonder, like, at what point when they're like, nope. You're not in anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you could get all C's and they wouldn't care that much. Most colleges.
I mean, I think it depends on your grades beforehand, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to find out.
we should test that in the podcast.
You got that. You can test that.
I'll take every single class next semester, and then we'll do an update podcast and see if I get kicked out of college.
I like that. Sure.
Pretty funny segment.
That's true. But also not one. That's good for you.
That'd be funny, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm fine doing it.
Cool. Now we have an idea, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my throat.
God, coughing on the podcast?
It's, okay. I've been like, my voice has been going away, and I think everyone's sick right now.
I'm not sick.
I don't think I'm sick either, but my friends were sick and my brother was sick, so I'm like...
You were just talking about how you're coughing, and you're like, oh, everyone's sick.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, oh, I'm not sick.
And then I'm like,
I'm not sick either.
No, I'm not sick, but everyone I know is, so I'm like, it might be creeping it, you know?
I do not want to get sick. Actually, I don't get sick, I think.
You don't get sick ever?
No. I've been exposed to COVID so many times. Like, an incredible amount of times. Like, really close contact. I should have gotten COVID so many times. I test every time. Never had it.
I mean, you could have gotten it still. And just not, like, the test was faulty or, like, you have whatever variation of the virus, like, didn't show up on certain tests.
Well, I didn't get sick either.
I know, that's true. But then there's also people that don't have symptoms.
I think I'm just immune.
I mean, be optimistic.
Yeah. I think I can't get it.
Yeah. I never got it. Did you get COVID, Milan?
Nope.
Okay. COVID safe room right now. Yeah, that's interesting, actually.
Yeah, and I definitely, I was at a party once. Every single person at the party got it.
Yeah.
Except me. And, yeah, it's been, I don't know.
You've been good.
Yeah.
You haven't gotten sick.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I haven't been sick in, I got sick, once in the past 2 years.
I mean, that's still, not a lot, so.
Yeah.
You can exaggerate a little bit. This is when you transition into something we are planning on talking about.
I thought you were going to transition.
No, why would I transition when you're the one?
I tried to transition.
No.
So, so about the whole, getting into college thing and getting taken out of it. It is I was talking to my counselor. It is so like unbelievable how much money you need saved.
For
Like,
college?
I knew you needed a lot, but I didn't know how much.
Yeah.
Because you can't take. There's a certain like amount of loan you can take out. Like as a freshman, like you can't take out your whole entire.
Like a limit or
Yeah.
something, so you're not like in crippling debt only a little bit.
Yeah, and I need at least 16,000 more saved before my first year.
In order to what? Like in order to not have to pay, in order to pay for your first year, to pay for like everything.
To pay for like the first year.
Yeah.
Or like to pay for the first year without taking out a ton of loans.
Mm-hmm.
But still, 16,000 more is a ton.
Yeah.
And that's insane.
That is a lot. And I think it's hard because like every school has a different price attached to it. So like there are options where it's easier, but even the easier schools are like getting more expensive just because college in general is getting more expensive.
Yeah. And like FAFSA isn't giving me anything.
Well, you're not going to know yet.
I don't think they didn't give my brothers anything from what I know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that information is released on like March 1st. That's the date I'm waiting for.
We'll see. But...
Yeah. I wrote a story about college and specifically about different people and how they applied and some people get like private counselors and some people go to the Future Center and others like me just do it completely on their own. So I wrote a story about different perspectives of students that are doing that and then just like the overall experience that we've had as seniors just because I feel like it's different for everyone based on how you do it and where you're applying and all that stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna do it. Okay, I wasn't even gonna do it on my own. I didn't know what to do whatsoever.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I should probably go to the Future Center because originally I was gonna go to like community college, like CUCC for 2 years, and then I realized I do not want to be in Bend for 2 more years. Like I just want to, I want to go to a city.
Yeah.
So I want to go to like Portland. So I went and talked to them about what I could do, and they basically helped me do everything and helped me apply and set up like college touring, and now they're helping me with scholarships to see if I can get any.
Nice.
And they do a ton of stuff there.
I know. The Future Center is awesome. I interviewed Jeff Rankin, who is a person at the Summit Future Center. He like runs the whole thing, and it was actually super interesting because they don't just focus on college, even though I don't know how Bend High is, but Summit is very like college focused, and I feel like most of the Bend schools are. But they do like apprenticeships, or like if you want to take a gap year, they can help you with that, or even like figuring out trade school. Like they have so many more options than just like a private counselor might. And I feel like a lot of kids, at least at Summit, will go to private counseling because that's just what they think they have to do. But there's also other options out there.
Yeah, and okay, I see why people get private counselors to some extent. Like,
yeah.
It's definitely good, and they know a lot more about. Like, I have friends that have private counselors.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get into Ivy League schools.
Yeah.
And these private counselors probably know a lot more about getting into those schools than the people in the Future Center do.
Totally.
But other than that, I feel like it's maybe a waste of money because the Future Center can help you do everything. And they can help you get like apprenticeships and all that other stuff too. And you don't really need like a private counselor if you're trying to get to like into a state college or something like that.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think specifically private counseling, it's geared towards people who are trying to get into super competitive schools. And often those who are trying to get into those schools and can afford getting counseling, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's like a general leap, but
I feel like that's pretty fair.
Yeah. I think with private counseling, they know more about colleges. They can like keep you on top of your stuff, whereas the Future Center, they're not gonna be like, oh, deadline for this is right now, get it in. They're just like, here are the resources, you use them. You know, it's less of like accountability there.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of private counseling can be like tailored to whatever the family needs, like specific appointment times or what types of colleges, where at the Future Center, like obviously every student has a different experience, but it's more of like trying to help everyone than just specifically helping one person. So it's like less one-on-one attention for them as well.
Yeah, well, and you could also get one-on-one attention at the Future Center.
Totally.
Like, I've set up meetings there and stuff like that, and they've helped me a ton one-on-one to figure out exactly what to do.
Yeah. For me, I went to the Future Center a couple times, like my junior year, to look at, like colleges would come in and have either a representative there or like Zoom in, obviously, in like 2021, and just like present their school, what they offer, their top programs, and I would watch some of those. But other than that, I didn't go in there much other than to get this internship.
Yeah, I got this from the Future Center too. But I started thinking about wanting to actually not go to community college and go to university because one day I didn't really want to go to class that badly.
Yeah.
And they had a workshop, it was some kind of workshop where like the college came in to talk.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'll just go to that. And now I want to go to that college.
Yeah, that's all it takes, really. I mean, I don't know. I think the Future Center is great, and there's so many people that overlook it more than they should. Or, I mean, I don't think every student does, but I don't know. I feel like it's an easy option for a lot of kids because it's at school, and they can just say, hey, I'm going to the Future Center, and their teachers will be like, okay, great.
Yeah.
You know, because you're just like figuring something out.
Yeah, and it's like they help you so. I have like friends who don't know what to do whatsoever, and they're not going to the Future Center.
Exactly.
And a lot of deadlines for colleges are February 1st, and they're gonna miss the deadline.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they're gonna do. But I told them to go to the Future Center, and none of them went.
Yeah, I mean, I do think I don't know, with what was I gonna say? With applying to college, a lot of kids don't know where to start. And when I was talking with Jeff Rankin, he was like, almost all of the kids that come in here don't know what they want to do at all, and we're helping them start from scratch. And he was also talking about how a lot of people will come in saying like, oh yeah, I should go to college, and then they realize the benefits of trade school. And he talks about how like a lot of kids coming straight out of trade school versus coming straight out of college are making way more money than college kids, and they don't have as much debt. So for a lot of people, it's like almost a no-brainer to do trade school. But I also, you know, I want to go to college.
Yeah. And
I'm not into engineering or like, I don't know, anything like that. So it makes sense for me to go to college. It's just, I think it's really interesting that we have all those paths for people now, because I feel like it was, and it still is, kind of a norm for everyone to be like, oh, you graduate from high school and you go to college. That's like the pathway. But there's so many more things you can do.
Yeah. And like a lot of people think gap year means you're not going to go to college after that. I have friends that are set up to like go to colleges all over like the world.
Yeah.
But are just taking a gap year first to go explore and like figure out if college is actually what they really want to do.
Yeah. Which I kind of was, I mean, I was interested in doing it, not a ton, because I feel like if I went on a gap year, I would not want to go back to school. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it would be hard to be like, okay, I have to get back into this. And I also, I don't know, I feel like college is a good opportunity to, like, explore something new, you know, while also getting an education, which is, like, and meeting new people and finding new friends and all that stuff.
Yeah, like, I'm excited for the being in classes aspect of college, but I'm also really excited to, like, live in a city and, like an actual bigger city. And, like, meet a ton of people living in dorms. And just do a ton of cool stuff like that. And actually live on my own. Yeah. I'm very excited to live on my own. I feel like that's going to be a lot more fun. I
get that. I'm thinking about going to a college in a city, but I haven't visited yet, so I have to figure it out. I don't know.
Apply?
I applied to everything, like, November 1st. So I've been done for a really long time, and I've, like, heard back from almost all of my schools. I'm just waiting on 2.
I figured out, okay, I was going to apply to a ton of colleges, like all of these, like this massive list. Yeah. And then I toured one school, I was like, I really like this, and I don't really like any of these other schools, like even from pictures as much. So I was like, oh, I'm going to stop applying. And I got in, so.
Whatever.
What school? Yeah. Portland State.
Portland State's a good school.
I just like, okay, I feel like Portland's overhated. I like Portland.
I mean, so I was thinking about applying to University of Portland, which is like in Portland. Just not. I don't think it's in the middle of the city. I think it's more towards outside. But I have a lot of coworkers that moved from Portland to Bend, and they hate on Portland because I feel like they're so used to what it used to be.
Yeah.
And I think COVID hit it pretty hard, but it's still a really cool city. Like, I love visiting and walking around and going to Powell's Books.
Yeah, I like visiting and like, I just want to live in a city.
Yeah.
And I don't, it's either Portland or Seattle, and I'm not trying to pay like $50,000 a year or whatever it would be for living in like
Seattle U or something.
Seattle U or whatever the university is in the main part of the city, because Portland State University is like in the middle of the city, which I really like, because I don't like college towns at all.
See, I visited like a couple of the schools I've gotten into, and none of them have been like city, but they also haven't really been college towns other than U of O.
Yeah.
And I liked U of O, you know.
What's like the top of your list right now?
I have a top 4 because I don't know what, like, I need to go visit Colorado.
Yeah.
Right now, no particular order. U of O, in Eugene, Chapman University in Orange, California, Colorado College in Colorado Springs, and then University of Denver in Denver.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's a lot of colleges. How'd you apply to all of them yourself? Like, do you just know what to do randomly?
I mean,
it's not that hard.
No, it's not that hard. Most of it, I started early because I knew I wanted to do early action for all of them, just because I wanted to have it done and then more time to decide. So I started writing essays in like August. And yeah, most of the list I made was just like, I heard good things about it and they had programs for me. But I've never really had a college, like a dream school. Like, some people grow up and they're like, this is the college I'm going to. I just made stuff up as I went.
Yeah.
And, I had help from like my mom. She looked over my essay and one of her friends, but other than that, I just did it all on my own.
People try like so hard on college essays.
What was your college essay? Wait, did you do Common App?
No.
Okay.
Well, I did one of the 4 prompts or whatever.
Okay.
I forget what I did it in 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then I was like, this is good enough.
What was it about?
It was about like something about work. It was like, I forget.
Fair.
It was something about a struggle or something about work. I ended up writing about what I like started doing for work and what I like doing.
Yeah.
And it was fine.
I mean, it got you into a school.
I didn't turn it into
whatever.
They didn't need a essay, and I had written it afterwards because I was gonna apply to like Western Washington University. Then I toured it. It was pretty cool, but it's a college town. I hate college towns.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I started writing essays, I applied to I applied to 2 UC schools, so I started with those, and then from there I could just use the essays I wrote to talk about. Like, I just copied and pasted them and then cut some words out for most of my other essays, like the smaller prompts from individual schools, which I think was pretty smart. But because I had to just do less writing, you know?
Yeah.
It just made sense. I don't know. The college process is scary, and a lot of people don't really know where they want to go because there's just so many colleges everywhere, you know? It's like, how do you figure out what the right place for you is before you even know, and then apply to it on a deadline and hope it's just like, there's so many different factors where I understand wanting to get counseling or, you know, going to the Future Center or there's like a nonprofit group in town that I'm going to try and get an interview from and write about, which also seems like a pretty good option, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I should probably apply to more than just the one college in case I change my mind for whatever reason. Because I changed my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I might change my mind in like 8 months from now or whenever I'm going to be like starting college. And also, like, if something goes wrong and I, for some reason, can't even go there, I feel like I should probably do that.
I mean, I think it's a good idea. I have plenty of options and I'm happy with it just because I don't know.
Well, I have plenty
I mean, I have quite a few options, and I now am. I mean, I'm overwhelmed quite a bit, but I also feel more secure just because since I haven't visited all the colleges I applied to, I know visiting them will rule some of them out. You know?
Yeah, I actually did. I just remembered I did apply to another college, Montana State University.
Mm-hmm.
And they give out so much money to people in Bend. Everyone, like, I know a ton of people from Bend that went there. They offered me $10,000 to go there, but it's just snowboarding and skiing, and I don't like doing either of those.
Yeah.
It's a college town where all you do is snowboard and ski.
And I also was thinking about applying to Montana State, and I was going through the process on their site because they aren't through the Common App, and their site just kept crashing. So I was like, okay, I'm not doing this. But I also agree, like, I don't ski or snowboard at all, but I don't think there's anything wrong with college towns.
I just really like cities. I've always liked cities, and I just want to live in one.
That's how I feel. Like, I feel like if you're gonna live in a city, in any time in your life, college is a great option too. Because even though it's expensive, it's cheaper than living there as an adult on your own.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My whole thing with like living in a city over college towns though is actually like, there's so much more to do and so many more opportunities in a city.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm like into cities a lot more. And also, both Portland and Seattle, the two like places I would have wanted to go, it rains so much there, and rain is my favorite weather of all time.
I get that. I like the rain. But I don't know. I applied to U of O, and I liked the campus, but I'm kind of wanting to leave Oregon a little bit.
Yeah.
And try something new.
That's valid. If I was to leave Oregon and not go to Seattle, I would want to go to like New York or something. But that's way more expensive.
Yeah.
And that's a big jump from like Bend to New York.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was talking to people.
Culture shock.
Yeah, like Portland, it's more of like a transition city for some people.
Yeah.
It's like still a bigger city, but it's not like New York.
Mm-hmm.
So I could go from
Portland to New York.
Yeah, Portland to like Seattle or New York or like, I don't know, Boston. I feel like it's a big city.
Boston seems like a cool place.
Yeah.
I thought about applying to a school there, but I don't want to be that far. Like, it sounds like such a hassle to travel back home and see family, you know?
Well, I really want to. I have nothing against my family.
No.
I think it'd be cool to go that far.
I do too, like at some point in my life.
Yeah.
But right now it's like when you have break and you're going home for Christmas. I know a lot of people that go to Hawaii, and just based on their schedule, they have Thanksgiving and Christmas pretty close together. So a lot of them have to stay there for Thanksgiving or Christmas because it doesn't make sense to fly back and forth 4 times because it's super expensive.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think I want to live far away eventually, but for now it's like when I have breaks and I have opportunity to see my family, I don't want to pay a fortune to get back home, you know?
Yeah.
And I also hate flying. Like, I mean, I like it, but it's such a hassle, and like sitting on a flight for 5 hours is not fun. No one's going to say that's fun
until you've been on a flight for 13 hours.
Yeah, see, like, I haven't, and even 5 hours I hated. So
I've been on a flight for like, I think it was 14 or 15 hours.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I love flying. I love planes. I love airports. I love everything.
You love
about flying.
You love sitting in one position for 14 hours?
Well, okay, the flight we got.
He had a bed or something.
No, no one was on the flight for some reason, so I had a whole entire row to myself.
That just seems like
you
got
put
lucky.
Up all the armrests.
Yeah.
And I laid down and took a nap.
See, that sounds nice, but like, when is that gonna happen ever again? You know?
That's true.
Yeah.
But it's still cool. Like I'm fine if it's like a 7 or 8 hour flight, just sitting there in my seat.
Yeah.
I just enjoy being in a plane for some reason.
I mean, I get it. I like flying, but flying back home is like the worst thing ever, you know? Because you're like ready to be home and it just takes such a long time.
I'm not ready to be home. I'm like, I want to be on this plane right now.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I just like planes.
You never miss your bed?
No, not really.
That's insane.
People spend a lot of time in their bed, like, and have like an attachment to their bed.
You don't have any attachment to your bed?
No, I just I sleep in there, and then I get up and I don't touch it after that.
Really? You don't just like Ugh, I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't like sit in my bed usually, unless I'm like incredibly tired and need to take a nap. But I don't just like hang out.
That's
in my
so
bed.
weird. But I mean, I get it. Like, I shouldn't do homework in bed, but I do almost all the time.
Yeah. Well, I used to do homework during school if I end up doing my homework.
Yeah, that's fair. With colleges, so I applied to UC schools, and in order for UC schools, you need like a consecutive year of art.
Really?
Yeah, so I didn't have that. I had photo 1, so this next semester I'm taking photo 2. But I just couldn't. I was like, no, because I have an off period. I have 2 off periods, and I could not imagine just having 1 next year. So I switched to online.
Online photo too?
Online photo 2.
That sounds like a great class.
I know, because it's like I can just get it done in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Instead of like spending hours of my life in a classroom.
Well, do you guys have the new rule where you can't have if you have a first period you have to take and a 7th period you have to take, you have to fill all of your classes in between. You can't have opens in the middle, in the middle.
I have an open. I mean, so I don't have a first off. Yeah. I have a 7th off and then a 3rd off. So I go to like my first period or my 2nd period, and then I can go leave and get a coffee and work at a coffee shop and then come back.
Yeah, they don't let us do that, and they like you have to fill it. If you have a gap, you have to fill it. And I have a first period I really want to take, and a 7th period I have to take, so I have a full schedule both semesters.
Yeah, see, I was not going to do that.
I've had 1 open period for 1 semester out of my whole entire like high school career.
Yeah, I mean, from my freshman year to my sophomore year and my junior year, it's like every green day I would have an off, you know? So I've had quite a few offs.
That sucks. For me.
Yeah. I've gotten lucky, and I really like my schedule this year. I'm thinking about switching, like, my 3rd off to a 6th off, so then I could just leave at lunch.
Yeah.
But I kind of like my little coffee breaks, you know? It's kind of nice to, like, break it up. And,
I would want that.
Yeah. I just go to Thump, and I do some work.
What is Thump?
You've never heard of Thump? There's, like, 5 Thumps, across
town. Is Thump
town.
like an acronym for something?
No, Thump is it's like Thump Coffee.
I have never heard of that.
Have you, Milan?
I have.
Yeah.
How have I not heard of Thump?
Look it up. You have to recognize the logo for sure, because it's like there's at least one. There's 1 downtown. There's 2 near me. I think there's more than that too.
Thump Coffee Bend.
Yeah, there's 3 locations all across.
Okay, let's look at Thump Coffee.
That's the one downtown.
I don't know why, but I do not recognize this logo at all.
I mean, maybe this is the one I go and work at.
You work there?
No, like work on a table. You know where I work.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. Maybe I should go.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's kind of expensive, but like most coffee places are. What's your favorite coffee shop in town, if you had to pick?
Probably Back Porch. Because I don't
It's a
really
weird
go to
pick.
that many. It's just right next to school.
Do you drink coffee?
Not really.
Okay.
I drink tea sometimes. And Back Porch has tea, and it's right next to Ben
Yeah.
High.
Have you ever been to Lone Pine?
No.
Have you ever been to Lone Pine, Milan?
I don't drink coffee.
It's the best coffee shop in town. It's my favorite. It's like it's right, it's downtown. And they have like these waffles that they make. They're like Belgian waffles, so they're like, not candied, but they're like hard on the outside and like warm and soft on the inside. They're so good. It's like my favorite place. I wish it was closer to Summit.
I don't know. Maybe okay. I was in like a coffee thing for 2 weeks. I didn't drink like almost any caffeine for like years. And then I started liking coffee for like a couple weeks. And then I just stopped.
The thing is, like, one of my friends is like addicted to coffee. She can't go without a coffee every morning or she'll have a headache. But for me, it's like I skip like most of the time and I'm fine. But I do enjoy some coffee. It's nice.
Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll try Thump.
Yeah.
Something like that.
When I work at Sparrow, you get a free drink for the day, which is like the best.
Okay, the best coffee I've ever had though.
Okay. Big
O Bagels. Don't know why.
I've never had
Shouldn't
coffee
be the
from Big O
best
Bagels.
coffee.
Have you ever had the rosemary bagel at Big O Bagels?
I haven't.
It's like the way to go with the eye opener.
What's
The
the
way
eye opener?
that's like one of the
it?
sandwiches they
Isn't
make.
it just like an egg?
It's egg, bacon, cheese, and then a rosemary bagel.
Sounds pretty good.
It's really good.
I love Rockin' Dave's.
I also
my
love
favorite
Rockin'
place.
Dave's. Since the pool is right there, we used to walk there after like morning practices, which would suck. But we would walk. We'd have practice from like 6 to 8 a.m. And then we'd
Sounds
walk.
terrible.
Yeah, and then we'd walk and get breakfast after with the team, which was kind of fun.
It's right next to Ben High, so I go there for lunch.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Big O Bagels, well, one of them is right next to Summit. So, like, I'll order ahead and then grab it so I don't have to wait in line.
I love Big O so much.
It's good.
It's like, their coffee is so good and it's like $2.50.
Maybe I'll try it. I've never had it.
I only get like an Americano with oat milk, but I feel like that's a weird coffee order.
No.
I would like to say this simply because I have experience. I have tried a lot of bagels. I eat a bagel every morning.
Yeah.
But Big O Bagels is not the best I've had. It's not.
Like in town?
No.
Or are you talking in general?
I think in general, the best is Doc's Bagels. It's Doc's Bagels in Belmont, California.
Oh.
What about in town though?
Yeah, like do you have a strong opinion in town?
I just eat bagels from Market of Choice.
Ooh.
I just like get those and then I put it in the bagel slicer and then
I feel like
You have a bagel slicer?
Yeah, you just like you
that's
put the
kind
thing
of
on and you go.
sick. Oh, yeah. Like the ones with the apple, like the apple slice ones that do that and it cuts out the core for you. I'm not like I'm not super into bagels, but like you can't go wrong with like a warm toasted everything bagel with cream cheese. Like it's just so good.
Next time we have someone home, we should get bagels.
I'm so down. I would get us bagels. I mean, it would be kind of a weird time at like 7 p.m., but
It's never too late for a bagel.
That's true. I just mean like ordering them.
Oh. Where did you get them from? At 7.
Exactly. I don't know.
Just get them, put them in the fridge, and reheat them. That doesn't sound as good though.
No.
We'll figure out some food.
Yeah. I don't know who our next guest is going to be.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, at some point. Do you have any questions for me?
About your story?
About anything.
You never told me how your week was.
I did.
Oh, you did.
I did.
I just forgot. I didn't care that. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I told you. You weren't listening.
I was listening so intently. Your week was so good.
It was fine. I didn't do anything, really.
It has been such a weird week for me. I don't know why. It just did not feel real.
I get that. I'm so excited for like our 4-day weekend coming up, at least for some.
I'm very excited too.
Yeah, it's gonna be the best.
What are your
Why
plans
do you
for
get a
4-day?
4-day weekend?
For this, we have a full week this week, but next week we only have 3 days.
Oh.
Because of finals being 90 minutes long each. So.
Oh, so you have a
Well,
whole
that's not-
thing going on. Okay.
We have it because it's just the end of the semester.
Well, yeah. And I think it's also like parent-teacher conferences. Is that still a thing? I think people still do that.
Yeah.
So I think that also happens in that time, but I'm not going to those. So.
I'm not either. What's
Yeah.
your plans for the 4-day weekend? Why are you so excited?
I'm just excited to have 4 days off. I'm so excited
You're not
for
making
that.
big plans for the 4-day weekend?
Not really. God. I'll just hang out with some people. I mean, one of my friends is going to Spain, so...
For the 4-day weekend or for a little bit longer?
Like, for longer, but I just won't see him for a while, so it's just... I'll just be hanging out and hopefully not swimming. Hopefully just...
Sounds like you don't like swimming that much.
Not really. I used to.
I don't see why people are on teams for sports they don't like.
It's not that I don't like it. Like, I enjoy working out and, like, the feeling you get afterwards, but it just sucks because it's, like, our practices are at 7:30 to 9 p.m. every night. So, I get home and I'm still, like, soaking wet from practice and I have to go to bed, and my room is, like, halfway underground, so I'm, like, shivering.
Oh, okay. I was confused about the room thing till I thought
No,
about it a little
yeah.
more.
It's just, like, I just get so cold and it just sucks all my happiness.
Okay,
And
getting under, like, warm blankets while soaking wet from swimming sounds kind of nice, though.
you don't...
Actually, I don't swim, so I wouldn't know.
No. I mean...
But if you enjoy working out and the feeling after, I love working out and the feeling after. I go on my own time.
I know. Well, so with swimming, it's like I'm keeping in shape for water polo, which is the thing I actually like. Because you can't really just take a break and get back into it. Because, like, I could run, but that's a completely different thing. Like, you're not in shape for the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, are you like a big water polo tryhard then?
No.
Then why do you need to stay in shape
Well,
so much?
okay. It's less of, like, it's not me, like, trying hard. It's just me wanting to, like, feel good when I do it and get there. Because I don't want to, like, waste my season on a couple weeks of, like, I don't know, just trying to get back into shape.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just never got the, oh, I don't like this sport, but I'm going to do it. Because I know so many people that do that.
Have you ever seen a water polo game?
No.
How about you, Mullen?
No.
Yeah, you guys should. They're so fun. Like, they're just, like, fun to watch. It's not even, like, come to my game and watch me. It's just, like, they're fun to watch because it's, like, it's like lacrosse, kind of. It's more soccer, but there's less people on the field.
Okay, that's the thing I don't like about soccer. There's way too many people on the field.
Perfect. It's so, like, you would compare it to, like, basketball. Because it's like there's 6 people on the court and 1 goalie.
I'd rather just watch basketball. I like watching basketball.
You've never watched water polo, though, so how do you know?
I hate pools, like indoor pools. The feeling and, like, the weird humidity and, like, it just smells bad. It's terrible. I hate being indoor for, like, pool areas. It's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but if you're watching it on, like, TV.
Oh, I'll watch it on TV, sure.
Yeah.
Never gonna go watch a water
And you, like, have to catch with one hand and shoot with one hand.
Why can't you catch and shoot with 2?
It's not, you can't. It's illegal. Like, it's against the rules.
How big's the ball?
It's like, well, it's like a volleyball.
Yeah.
But grippy.
Oh. Sounds really weird.
It is, but it's fun.
We should make a new, like every segment we do, watching a different sport and reacting to it. We should react to videos. What if we just started a reaction channel instead?
We could. I mean...
I would despise myself if I did that.
I mean, I feel like they're just so overdone.
No.
Also, like, okay, one of the things I hate most is when I'm listening to a podcast and then they do something that I can't hear. Yeah. I hate that.
You guys did that.
I didn't do that.
What did we do?
I guess I kind of did that.
You were like, let's watch the Core TikToks.
Well, because we had to do that for context, though. There are a lot of podcasts where they're like, they just do something to be goofy. And then I'm like, what did they do? I have to go find the YouTube video, click off.
Yeah.
It's a hassle.
True.
So it wouldn't be a podcast if we were reacting to stuff.
We'll do a podcast and then a reaction channel.
Okay.
I feel like we should do a reaction channel.
If you want.
No one does them.
Yeah, no one does podcasts either, actually. I think we're on, like, the brink of innovation.
Yeah, we are the first
people to ever do podcasts.
Yeah. We're the first people to post YouTube videos, actually. We're getting in the game early.
Yeah.
This is actually being recorded in, like, 2010. It's just taking a while to upload.
Don't do that.
Wait, when did YouTube come out? 2006?
I guess it's like 2004. You can look it up.
I kind of want to see.
Yeah, you can look it up.
2005.
I guess we were both close. I was gonna say I was closer, but it's like right in the middle of what we both said. Are you writing a story right now, or gonna?
I'll write a story.
Yeah.
Don't know what I'm gonna write. The podcast idea I have, I'd love to write a story on that. I can't write a story on that, though, I don't think.
If you can find a way to connect it to Bend.
Give context for our
listeners. Go.
Okay, well, a podcast idea was going to be ghost stories and this whole thing about a lot of people go missing in Oregon national parks in, like, weird circumstances. So we're going to do ghost stories about some places in Bend. That was going to be the podcast idea.
Yeah, but one of them fell through. But it might come back eventually. It might come back
Bayla
eventually.
just doesn't want to send a text.
Personal things. Personal feelings.
Personal feelings.
Yes.
And Bayla's embarrassed to
Plus,
send a text.
I have already written an entirely different story after that one fell through. So,
But that one's so much more interesting than your story about
I don't think it's that
colleges.
much more interesting because I think more people care about, like, if a junior is looking at our website and they're like, oh, I have college next year. Like, they're going to click on one that's more informational in comparison.
This is more informational.
But also
But is
mine
it
has
more
personal
entertaining?
stories. I think you and I have different versions of entertaining.
I just think that'd be cool stories.
Do you think your chat GPT story was entertaining?
No. I don't.
You should always be writing something.
I think it was
comes out-
informational.
Okay.
I don't think it was entertaining.
I mean, I think I'm more into writing informational stories, but I'm also writing like a story that's like both. I'm writing one with Adri about Joe Rogan.
That's for
That's for the
Obsidian, though.
Pinnacle, yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm on multiple newspapers.
We will always refer to the Pinnacle as not the Obsidian.
I know, that's kind of true. I mean, but I was thinking like it would be cool if there was some kind of program, like if there was some kind of path in between them, so it's like really people at the Pinnacle could come to the Obsidian if they really like it, and then it'd be a relationship fostering, you know?
I feel like everyone at the Pinnacle takes it really serious. Is it that serious?
It's not that serious. I mean, we have it's a completely student-run class, so me, Wes, and then this other girl, we create the schedule. And then our teacher, he's the advisor of the class. He just goes with it and gives us feedback, and we all talk it through and have meetings twice a week. And I mean, it's definitely it's a huge class. It's 40 people.
40 people
Yeah.
for that. Damn.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people that come because they love the teacher. And I showed up because I love the teacher, and now I really like writing stories. So
That's valid.
yeah, we're really trying to get our Instagram going. Or we're gonna
I have a lot to say about you guys' Instagram.
our Instagram is not
for
that bad.
You guys follow
That's how you start.
3 times the amount of people.
You're saying we're not gonna do that?
No, we shouldn't. That's so lame.
I think it's necessary, and I think we're gonna improve it. We are. It's
at least start unfollowing some people.
I am
guys
not the
follow
person in
so
charge of the
many
Instagram.
Okay.
You can give her some feedback, not me.
I will.
I'm chilling.
I'm gonna leave more hate comments on the Pinnacle website.
I mean, I'm really excited for my Joe Rogan story, but also nervous because, I mean, okay, yeah, the story will be out by the time we get this out probably, because it's
Well, don't keep advertising a different publication.
I'm not. I guess I am. I'll stop. How about that?
Yeah, no one cares about your Joe Rogan.
I'm just excited to write the story. That is all.
Well, you should be excited to write a story for the Obsidian.
I am.
I can't wait to write an entertaining story. I want to do an entertaining story next.
Like what?
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
I'll have it by tomorrow. I'll have my idea.
You'll be fine.
Takes me 5 minutes.
Cool.
I'll come up with an amazing idea.
Yeah.
It'll be way better than Joe Rogan.
Okay.
Speaking of Joe Rogan, have you seen the new slap boxing thing that Dana White is doing? The leader of the UFC.
I saw a slap boxing video of someone hitting this girl once, and she just fell on the floor. Yeah. I don't know if that's what I saw.
I think that might be it, because most of them have most slap boxing places have rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a certain way you can hit them where it is basically punching them in the face. Mm-hmm. But it's right here if you hit them.
Yeah, that makes sense because it's the hardest part of your hand.
Yeah. And if and you're not supposed to, right? And there's a ton of other rules. I don't know all the rules about it, but him his whole whatever he calls it, I think it's slap boxing. I think that's all he calls it.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have any rules, and people are getting knocked out, and doctors are saying they're definitely getting a ton of brain damage. There's a video, one guy got knocked out, and he woke up, was what happened? And he didn't know where he was. Yeah,
that's scary. It's not Joe Rogan's program though. It's just him
No, I don't think Joe.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know who Dana White and Joe Rogan. Oh, I know who Joe Rogan are.
Yeah.
But I feel like him and Dana White are kind of do the same stuff all the time.
Okay.
Do they?
I don't know who Dana White is.
He's I'm not.
He?
I'm not like. Yeah.
I thought Dana was a woman.
No.
I'll be real. I heard Dana and I assumed
It's
it was
this
the girl
guy.
that got knocked out. That's why I started talking about girls like.
No, it's this guy.
Okay.
You know why? Joe Rogan.
Because I know Joe Rogan does UFC commentary, but I don't think he like creates his own events or anything.
I don't
like
think
that.
he creates his own events, but I feel like they do a lot of the same stuff. That's why that just popped into my
Yeah.
head. Because I think that's crazy. It should be like stopped. It's really bad.
What do you mean?
Like they should stop holding those events.
I agree, but it's like you're saying, entertaining, right?
But people are like, okay, most slap boxing, like they have actual rules.
Yeah.
These people are like getting bad brain injury, and there's like,
No, I totally agree. Like
Yeah.
it's not a good thing, but at the same time, the people who sign up for it know what they're going into,
yeah,
and they're choosing to go into it.
still like because like MMA, you can defend yourself.
Yeah.
You can't in this.
I know.
You're just waiting to get hit.
I feel like I would be so bad at slap. Like I just
We should do a slap boxing
no,
episode.
we should not because I would turn my rings the other way.
I'll put on some rings.
No, you don't get rings.
We'll see.
I just don't think I'd be very good at slap boxing because I don't know how to slap people, and then I'd also be so nervous for like the incoming slap that I just don't think it would be a good
I
experience.
just would never, ever do it. Like under no circumstance would I ever do slap boxing.
Yeah, no, I agree. I have never been like, oh, that's something I want to do.
Yeah.
But I don't think it should be something that's happening, but I understand why. Because it's entertaining, people showing up are signing waivers, and they know what they're walking into. So it's like, can anyone really be held at fault?
I think he should make the rules better. I think Dana White should make better rules.
I mean,
to
yeah,
where people aren't getting brain injuries
I'd agree.
from that. Because you can just easily
Just-
make some rules.
Couldn't you, like, just give them, like, a little helmet?
Or just make it so they can't like hit people with this part of their hand. Because there's so many other slap boxing
Yeah.
events where people are fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted to rant about that. 'Cause I think
Yeah,
it's bad.
no, that's fair. I get it.
I think it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Anything you want to rant about?
Well, I was gonna talk about my story, but no, I won't.
You shouldn't talk about your story. Your story sucks. Well, your college story is great.
Oh.
Joe Rogan's story, terrible.
I'm excited to end the second semester. I mean, the first semester and the second semester. I'm excited to be done with high school, to be fair.
I'm so excited. Okay, I'm super excited to be done with high school. Love high school.
Yeah.
Enjoyed high school a ton. Like, I think it was really fun.
Okay.
I also think I've done everything, and I'm like ready to leave though.
You know, someone once told me that the people that say college is that high school is the best time of their life are like the worst type of people.
High school isn't the best time of my life, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah. See, it was fine. For me, it was fine. There wasn't anything like super amazing, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember a lot more of like the stuff that sucked, you know?
There's nothing like super amazing, but there's nothing that really sucked.
Yeah. I mean, COVID?
COVID was fine. Like, I was cool being locked in my house for like a month, or not a month, for like a year. I was like, I'm fine with alone time. That was fun.
Yeah.
And then we got to go back, and we had like 3 hours of school, like 4 hours at a time, or at least our school did. We had like 4 hours of school every other day. That was so nice.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it until it like started. I don't know. It was hard to. How do you friends? That part was hard because it's like you can't see them, and you're constantly doing school. Like, I don't know. I lost a lot of friends over COVID, and that's the part like I remember most about high school is like people sucking in general.
I feel like I didn't stay in contact with that many friends over COVID. And like, I just, the only thing I really do is play Minecraft with my friends over
Yeah.
COVID.
See,
that's like the only interaction
That's the
I
thing.
had.
Like with a lot of people, they play games with their friends, right? And
Yeah.
I don't have that, you know? So it's like...
I don't even like play games that much. I just had a laptop.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, we'll
yeah.
play games.
Because that's like the the closest thing to hanging out then, you know?
Yeah. And then it was like all the people that I didn't talk to that much over COVID, like all my friends, we reconnected within like a week of seeing each other again.
I think sometimes like girls are different.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I don't know. Is this so random, Milan? How random is this podcast been?
Like, we talk about random things all the time on this podcast.
I know, that's true.
We've only had 4 episodes.
This is the random podcast.
Yeah. My college search, I don't really know. There was not a college I like really wanted to go to, or any that I didn't want to go to. I just knew that I wanted to have options for where I wanted to go. So I applied to like only schools on like the West Coast-ish. I applied to like 1 in Washington, 2 in Oregon, like 4 in California, and then 3 in Colorado. So I know I want to be on this side, and I knew I wanted to be closer to family, but also like have my distance, which is part of the reason why I'm like a little cautious about U of O, you know, like, but I understand that like when I get there, I'm still 3 hours away, and that's plenty.
Yeah.
I don't know how I narrowed down my search. I just kind of like, you know, I do think that when colleges send out mail and stuff to you, like, I think it makes a difference, because there were a lot of schools that I was like, psh, throwing this away. But then there were schools that would show up and I'm like, oh, I've never heard of this place before. And a lot of schools actually I found out were from like previous senior pages. You know how like class of 2020, like 3, that's us. And you'll like put a photo of yourself, what college you're going to, and what you're majoring in. Does Bent High have that?
I think people make Instagram pages out of that. I don't think there's anything like official.
Well, it's not like official from the school, but like someone makes one and then everyone posts on it.
Yeah. Yeah, they do that.
I found a lot of my colleges through that, and it was just seeing like, oh, I know this person, I like this person, they go there. That shows me that like I might also like that. You know what I mean? Just because we're similar people and I know them. And I started visiting colleges pretty early that I didn't even know I wanted to apply to. And I saw that most of the ones that I actually visited in person, I was like interested in after, because I could actually like see myself going there. So I'm excited to go to Colorado and visit and see how I feel about it, especially Denver. I feel like that one's pretty high on my list. They gave me like a decent amount of money, and I'd be able to, and I haven't gotten anything from FAFSA, and I'd be in a city.
And do you get woo-wee for that?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I have a hard. I don't know how much money is average for a college to give you.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, how much they give you? Do you want to say that? Or like...
We can like bleep it.
Yeah, bleep it.
From University of Denver. I don't know. Because
what's the purpose of bleeping it?
We'll figure it out. We'll go over it.
Bleep it for now.
I got like from them a year.
Damn, that's pretty
but
good.
another school I got 40,000.
Damn.
It's like the cost of the entire, like most of the years of college for some schools.
Yeah. But it's like a private school, you know, so it's more expensive.
Yeah.
But I'm like, cool going to private school. And
our private school's a lot smaller.
Not necessarily. I mean, so University of Denver is like 12,000 people, which I think is a pretty decent amount.
Yeah.
One of the schools I got into, they gave me nothing. And they had they have a pretty, like, they only accept like 15% less people.
Damn.
And they give me no money, and it's like really expensive.
Did you get rejected for anywhere?
No.
Damn. That's good.
I feel like I should have applied to harder schools or something, because now I'm like, I feel like normally people, I don't know. But I also like don't want to go to anywhere super selective. You know, that was just like the one random one that I was like, might as well try.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that makes sense. I feel like Ivy League schools seem so hard to just be in. Not even just get into, but be in.
For me, it's like so expensive.
Yeah.
And then classes are really hard because, like, whatever, because it's a hard school. And then it's also like, I me personally, I like feeling smart. And I know if I was in a school full of like insanely smart people, I'd feel stupid, you know? Like I just wouldn't feel that good about myself.
I feel like I would like being around smarter people more. I feel like it's...
No,
I'd
I
rather
agree
be
with
around
that.
people that are smarter than me than people that are dumber than me.
I don't want to be around people that are dumber. I just want to be around people that are the same, you know?
I would still
'Cause
rather be around people that are smarter than me than people that are the same as me, though.
but imagine an entire school and you're just like,
You'll get smarter.
I don't know. I feel like at a certain point you just start getting, like, you start losing it.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, same. I don't know. I think the college process is different for everyone, and I think it's important to like normalize having a different path, you know? Like a lot of kids at Summit get counselors and a lot of them are super expensive, and it's because they want to go to Yale or USC. And I think it's important for high school kids and juniors to understand like there are so many colleges you can go to and you're going to be happy no matter what. Like you'll find people I
might
not
not
no
be
matter
happy no
what,
matter what.
but it's also like I don't think it's worth like killing yourself to go to Stanford or Harvard, you know, just when you could go to a school that's as good but not as selective, you know.
Yeah.
It's just super subjective.
And there's going to be people that learn more and have a better experience going to like OSU than going to Harvard.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's like when you go to a school that isn't super, I don't know. I think there's a lot of prestige surrounding colleges, and that's what causes people to get college counselors. But I think it's important that people don't need to. Like, I didn't get a counselor, and it turned out fine. I know plenty of people that didn't use counselors, and I know people that used the Future Center, and that made perfect sense for them. They didn't need, like, you don't need that extra help to get into school as long as you're on top of it and you meet deadlines and you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then there are options for you to visit that are free instead of spending a ton of money on counseling. I mean, by no means am I like, don't use a counselor. That doesn't make any sense because obviously for some people it does, but I just think it's important not to like see college, like private college counseling is the only option because there's so many more out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like you don't need it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I do think that like if I had gone to a private counselor, maybe my experience would have been differently and they could have guided me like, oh, these are reach schools and these aren't, you know, and these are like schools you'll get into. These are like if you get lucky, you'll get in, you know, but I think the list that I found for myself like turned out fine. I got into schools and I could see myself at a lot of them and some that I don't see myself at, frankly, but I'm glad I applied so I have that option in case, you know, something crazy happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you're going to apply to more schools, you got to start that now.
Like I want to apply to more schools.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even want to. I just feel like it's probably smart to do. I also need to figure out how much money that the school I want to go to is going to give me. I haven't
and
looked at it.
It's hard because you can't like bank on that, you know, because
yeah.
Since you don't know until March, I believe, like by the time you know, you're not going to be able to apply anywhere.
I mean, I would rather go like 10 grand out of pocket to go to there than go to a community college. Not community college. Like go to community college or like a college town.
Yeah. I applied to like U of O and then University of Boulder. Those are my two college towns.
Yeah.
And I haven't really visited Boulder, but Eugene, it's a town.
Not bad.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's really classified as like a college town.
Yeah.
Everyone just, I don't know, it's like Tracktown USA. It's running.
You gonna start running?
I used to run.
Really?
6th grade, I finished first at every single meet for all the girls.
Damn. In track or cross country?
Cross country.
I did cross country freshman year.
Oh.
PR'd by 7 minutes on
That's
my final
pretty good.
race.
That's pretty good. I kind of like, I wish I would have sticked with it because I was pretty good. I stuck with it.
It was okay. I don't like practice times for things.
No, because it just is limiting.
Yeah, I still run, but I run on like my own time.
Yeah, I should get back into running.
Yeah.
But I got swimming, which I love so much.
It sounds terrible.
Yeah.
You couldn't pay me to swim.
I would love to race you.
In swimming?
And I'm like not even that fast anymore. I used to be like decent, and now I'm pretty slow.
I don't really know any strokes. I thought I could
freestyle.
Swim, but I was
or like the crawl or whatever.
I thought I was like, oh, I can't swim. I went to the lake.
Well, that makes me want to see it even more.
I went to the lake a couple times this summer and I could swim fine.
Yeah.
But I still hate swimming.
That's fair. I get it. Me too. But
then why do you?
Because I love it a little bit. I feel like we should wrap it up.
Good, yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, do an outro.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. And we're going to have another one soon.
We will see you later.
Yeah.
Outro!